Hi guys, and welcome back to another video game with the powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys a playthrough of the board game Snowcrest, coming to you guys from Grail Games. Now, Snowcrest is a game for 1 to 4 players, ages, I believe it is 14 plus, right around 45 minutes per playthrough. And Snowcrest is a engine building, tableau building game where you are essentially trying to get your village and your monastery to reach enlightenment. So you're going to be doing these a bunch of different ways. So let's go ahead and jump down to the table where we got everything set up, ready to go. All right, guys, we are down here at the table where we have everything set up for our playthrough of Snowcrest. In today's video, I'm going to show off the solo mode of Snowcrest because the solo mode does not differ a whole lot from the multiplayer. The only thing that's going to differ a little bit is the setup in the end game scoring conditions. So everything else in terms of the turns and the actions and the thing you're going to be doing throughout this particular game is going to be the exact same. Now, before I dive into this playthrough, guys, I do want to note that this is the deluxeified version or the deluxe edition of the game that you are seeing today. So all of the tokens you see here, some of the particular cards you see will be a part of that deluxe edition and will not be in the retail edition of the game. For example, these tokens, instead of being wooden, will be cardboard punch outs. Other than that, everything that you see here today will be in the retail edition of the game. So, what is the overall premise of Snowcrest? Like I said, every player is going to have their own monastery and village. They're going to have some starting villagers. Each player is going to have their own starting deck of cards here. And I have a 3x3 grid. And what I'm going to be doing is placing cards or villagers out into my 3x3 grid, activating these villagers to get resources or do different actions in order to try and claim these particular scrolls that I had during setup. So in a solo mode, there are 10 scrolls. I am trying to capture all 10 scrolls before I take the rest action 4 times. Basically, once I take the rest action 4 times, then the game is over, and I will go through the actions here briefly. So that is kind of the purpose of the game. I have a market of cards here that I can get villagers from to recruit them into my grid. And of course, I have a deck of cards here. I have a hand where I can get these cards from as well. So that's kind of the overall premise, right? I got a 3x3 grid. I'm putting cards in. I'm activating these cards, using their abilities, getting resources that I need, and then trading these resources in or doing different actions to gain these scrolls. So that's kind of the overall premise of the game. In a multiplayer game, everything is pretty much going to be the same except for the amount of scrolls here. So there might be 20 scrolls in a 2-player game. And there is a little bit more player interaction because you're going to have 2 actions. And this is one, for example, here, a veneration action. And you will have a meditation action. In a multiplayer game, the other players are going to get involved in those particular things. But in the solo mode here, the opponents, when it references my opponents, obviously I have none. So it will just ignore that particular concept. So let's talk about how the game is actually played. So on your turn, there are 3 things that you can do. There are 3 main actions, and you are going to choose one of these main actions. The first thing that I can do on a card is activate one of the cards that are in my 3x3 grid. So it is simply as choosing the card that I would like to activate. For example, this pilgrim, right? I can either gain 1 green cup or trade in 3 cups to take this dragon action. When you activate a card, you will flip that card face down and signifying you can no longer use him unless you take that rest action and he gets flipped back up. So that's the first main action, one of the main actions that I have available to me. The second main action I have available to me is to add a card into my grid. So, of course, like I said, I have a deck of cards. I'll have a hand of 3 cards and I'll get that set up. Also, I have these markets. So whenever I would like to add one of these cards, I pay the resources here. So 2 barley for this guy, and I will put him anywhere in an open space in my grid. Now I can replace certain cards in my grid if I would like, but these cards have to be face up and then they would just go ahead and be discarded. But that is adding a card. When I add a card into my grid, I activate the card immediately and then the card flips over. So that's the second main action I have available to me. And then the third main action is the red rest action. This is a mandatory action. Anytime I have 3 cards in my row that are flipped face down at the start of my turn. So in this particular circumstance right here, because I would now start my turn and I have 3 cards in a row, it can either be a row, column, or diagonal, I must take the rest action, okay? And he was here. When you take that rest action, any card that is face up or face down that has a resource in the top right-hand corner, you will be allowed to gain those particular resources. So those are the 3 main actions you have. You will choose one of these actions, do that action, and then you will move on to the next turn. In a multiplayer game, it would move to the next player until it came all the way back around to you. In the solo mode here, the game will end for me once I have taken 4 rest actions. So these are the numbers here on the side. Whenever I take my first rest action, I will just flip the card over, denoting that I have taken that rest action 1 time. After the conclusion of the 4th time, I will see how many scrolls. Let's see, it says, to win, you must earn all the scrolls before your village rests for the 4th time and have at least 10 points after end game scoring. Okay, so that is pretty much the gist. Let's go ahead and dive right in, guys. Again, this is a playthrough preview, so we might not get through the entirety of the game, but I just want to kind of show you bits and pieces of how the game is actually going to play, because I don't want to have these videos bog up too much of your time. So I have drawn 3 cards from my deck. This is still technically part of the setup. So you will draw 3 cards from your deck, and now you must place one of these 3 particular cards in your area. And so right away, the first player will start with 3 barley. So I will place the gold miner here. Okay, I will place the gold miner, and it has to go in the center right there. I will place the gold miner for 3 barley, and he will be face up. He will not be activated. Remember, this is initially part of the setup. So once the setup is complete, everybody should have 5 cards in their grid, 4 in the corners, 1 in the center, and then you have 2 cards from your hand. Now we are ready to begin. So let's see what I have. I got a couple different options available to me. You know, we have, just to give you some stuff on the board, obviously here is all of our resources that we have. Gold is wild. Bells are used for the meditation action. Cups are used for the veneration action, which is this particular deck right here. Barley is used to recruit people, and then the scrolls are what I'm trying to get. I have 2 different achievement cards here that are objectives that I'm trying to achieve to get more scrolls, and one of these particular achievements right here is take that veneration action, right? So maybe that's something I want to try to look to get to at some point, because if I have enough cups, I can use this pilgrim to do the veneration action. But I think what I might do right off the bat is, man, I got a lot of choices. I think what I might do first is I need to try and work on getting scrolls. So veneration action, anything that's going to move my omen marker to the right, that'll get me 4 scrolls. And then really I just need to find a way to get 6. I think the first thing I'll do is flip over. I'll activate our gold miner here. So he is going to give me 2 gold, and I will flip him over. So let me take 2 gold from the stack. Okay, that's the first thing I can do. I have a great initiative in a merchant here. I could trade in 3 juniper for a scroll with the merchant, but I don't have, other than this peasant right now, as a way to generate juniper. Okay, I think my second action is going to be, let's go ahead and do the herder here. And I will flip him over and take the draw card action. So this is going to let me draw 2 cards from my hand. Let's see what we get. We get a chopper, which is juniper, okay? And we get an initiate, which is 2 cups, give me a veneration action. Well, this guy gives me 1 cup for a veneration. So I might hold pat for right now. Okay. Let's see what we got. I think we will take this veneration action. So I will activate my pilgrim here. So I need 3 cups, okay? I will spend a gold coin, which is a wild, as 1 cup. And then I can also spend cards from my hand that have resources in the top right-hand corner of the card. So I will spend this initiative for 2 more cups, and this will just go into my discard pile here. And I will flip him over to take the veneration action. So the veneration action is this deck right here. What we will do is flip it over. We will see that there is an offering that I'm going to need to make. So in this particular instance, this would be discard 2 cards from my hand, or I can move to the right on the omen track, and then I'll have to move to the right on the omen track anyway. So here is my omen track right here, guys. So moving to the right and to the left, these will reduce the amount of victory points or allow me to gain victory points at the end of the game. And you know what? I think for right now, what I will do is I have to move right 1 time. I think I might discard 1 card and then move to the right. This is my choice on how I want to do it. So I have to move to the right once. Let's see what we want to discard. I might... Ooh, I like all 3 of these options. You know what? I might keep the chopper. This is a tricky one. I might just go down 3 times. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I have done that. Again, the opponent's curse is going to be ignored, but then my reward is 2 gold and a scroll for doing this. So I gain a scroll and I get 2 gold for doing this reward. And that was the veneration action. So I have completed this particular achievement here. So now I gain 2 additional scrolls. So 3 down, 7 to go. Okay, let's see what we have. I think what my next thing is gonna do is I wanna get this Calm Priest in here. So this is what I'm looking for, because he can move me to the left on that omen track, because I can get 2 more from this. So he is gonna cost me 4. And let me just put him over to the side real quick, because I'm gonna buy him. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is use this merchant for 2 barley right here. Okay, so this is 2. I will discard him, and I will use my building tile. All right, the building tiles can be used for resources as well. So I'll flip this over here. That is 3, and then I will use 1 gold coin for 4 to have the Calm Priest. And where do I want to put him? I think I'm gonna put him here. All right, so I played him, I activate him, so I go 1, 2, 3 on this track, and then he gets flipped face down. All right, moving on with the rest of my turn. What do we have? So either way, I flip one of these guys, I'm gonna have to rest, or I can play something from my hand, and ooh, he's 4. Maybe I should have played him. We'll see. Okay. I think what I will do is activate one of these 2 guys. Now, this person right here, this aristocrat, lets me refresh my buildings, 3 buildings, move left on the omen track, or take the meditation action. And this guy gives me a juniper, and I can spend 3 juniper to draw a building tile. Ooh, I think what I might do is, let's take the juniper. So we will flip him over. Actually, I'm not sure the juniper is really worth it at this particular time. I think maybe refresh my building might be a little bit better. Let's see. I will refresh my building and flip that person over. And that is the conclusion of my turn. So now I have 3 in a row here, so I must take the rest action. So any card that is face up that has, ooh, I forgot to refill the track over here. I do apologize for that. We have a Corrupted Priest, which is 2 cups equals a scroll. Wow, that might be really good there. That's something I need to look at. So I have to take the rest action. I have 3 in a row. So any card that is face up in my grid right now, if it has a icon in the top right hand corner, I would be able to gain that good, which I don't have any. And then any card right now that has another icon in the right hand corner will gain a good. So I have 3 barley. Okay, 1 barley, 2 barley, 3 barley. And then now what we're gonna do is flip every single card that is face down in my grid face up. Okay, face up, just like that. And I have taken 1 rest action. So now play will continue. Okay, I think right away, let's just go ahead and flip this Calm Priest over to generate our 3 omens. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, we could take this Venerate action again, but I'd have to discard this guy, or I can play him and maybe replace him for that, which that might be a good option here. So decisions. This guy is good because 2 cups give me an actual scroll. You get scrolls from this, but normally you have to incur a penalty. Decisions, guys. What are we thinking here? I think maybe our best bet is to recruit this corrupted priest. But first, what do I want to do? Let's see. How many gold coins do I have? I have 2 gold coins. Let me flip this miner over and give me another 2 gold coins. All right, so 4 gold coins. Let's go ahead and buy this corrupted priest, okay? So 4 barley is what I'm going to need. So I have 3 barley right here, 1, 2, 3. I will flip over my building for the 4th. And where do we want to put him? Let's put him up top. So I would spend 2 cups to gain a scroll. We will flip him over. I will spend 2 gold. And I will gain 1 scroll. Okay, moving on. Play is proceeding. So let's see. Maybe let's refill first. We get an artisan, okay, which just gives me a free building tile, which is not bad. Let's flip this herder over here and draw 2 cards. So we get a counselor, which is a card in buildings, and then we get a farmer, okay? That's pretty good. Oh, man. Let's go. I'm thinking we maybe... 2 cups are always going to get me a scroll, so I can always basically get a scroll from my miner for every round. So... let's see if, do we do the veneration action? That's what I'm trying to decide right now. Or we don't have enough barley to pay for this guy. So let's see. You know what? Let's try it and see what happens. So let's flip this pilgrim over. So I will take the 3 cups into the veneration action. So this is 2 cups here for my great initiate. I will spend 1 gold coin and we will do the veneration action. Okay, so I must give up 1 resource, 1 card, and 1 building. I get 2 gold, 1 card, and 1 scroll. That's not bad. Okay, so I'll give up the 1 resource needs to be the gold, 1 card from my hand, which will be the counselor, so I'll discard him. And then 1 building tile, which is my exhausted building tile. Good thing I used it, goes away. So my reward is 2 gold coins, a card, and a scroll. So I will get 2 gold coins. I draw a card from my deck, which is a priest here. And I get 1 scroll. Perfect. All right. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good deal. All right, play continues. Any more ways that I can grab some more scrolls? Ooh, this monk right here is actually really nice. The farmer is a juniper into a I don't really know what I want. I might just flip this over and there's no point because I would overextend on that end, but maybe I don't have to then next time. So let's go ahead and flip over well, actually, I might want to buy somebody first and then see what we have. I have 2 right now. Let's just see this. So I will use this aristocrat. I'm talking to myself a lot, and then we'll go to the left on the omen track for 1. So I do have 3 cards in a row. So I get 3 barley right here. So 1, 2, and 3. And this was my second rest action, and we flip everything face up. All right, flip all these cards face up, and that was the second round, or second time I have rested. Okay, we pretty much know what we're gonna do right away, so I will activate this guy off rip. So 2 cups get me a scroll, so I got 2 gold right here. This will get me another scroll, and I only have 4 scrolls left to claim. All right, I think we flip over no, let's hold the gold miner for now. What do we have over here? Juniper. I don't really like any of my cards. Let's flip the herder over and draw 2 cards. So 1 card left. We have the Great Chopper, okay? So this is the last card in my deck. So the rest of these cards here, I will shuffle up, and then I'll draw 1 more card, and let's see what we get. The Initiate. Okay. We want to do the Veneration action probably again. So let's go ahead and flip this gold mine over, get 2 gold coins, flip the Pilgrim over, use the Veneration action. So spend 2 cups there, and then spend 1 gold coin to take our Veneration action. And okay, whoa, I need to give up 2 resources, 2 buildings, and I get all of that stuff. So 2 resources first. I'll gladly give up 2 barley. I do not have 2 buildings, so I need to go to the right on the track. So 1, 2, and then I'm good. So I get 3 cards and 2 scrolls. So let me claim my 2 scrolls here. I get 3 cards, 1, 2, and 3 in my hand. And that was the Veneration action. So I got a lot of opportunities here to do some stuff. I really think all I do is this, right? We activate this guy. We go to the left 3 spaces, 1, 2, and 3. And we have completed this achievement. Remove this card and take 2 scrolls if you were the first to move all the way to the left of the Omen track, which I am. So I take these final 2 scrolls here, and let me verify and make sure that is the end of the game. To win, you must earn, right here, to win, you must earn all these scrolls before your villager rests for the 4th time and have at least 10 points after end game scoring. Let's make sure right there. If you earn the final scroll before your 4th rest action, the game ends immediately. So I have completed the solo version of Snowcrest, this particular version here. Now the solo mode does have different levels of difficulty. So determine your final scoring using the table below. We can adjust the difficulty right here if we would like. Those are all the different difficulty levels, but that is a completion of our solo playthrough of Snowcrest. All right, guys. Well, look, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough preview of Snowcrest. I am glad I was able to get this done in a decent amount of time, so you guys were actually able to see a full playthrough of how the game is going to work. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, drop down in the comments below, have you guys played Snowcrest yet, and what are your thoughts and opinions on it? And as always, guys, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, y'all have a great one. Bye.